The sport of girls wrestling has grown over the past few years as more schools are fielding teams at the high school level. Carlene Sluberski of Fredonia High School was a true pioneer for the sport of girls wrestling. She began wrestling in the 5th grade, wrestling in the middle school, and then at the varsity level for 4 years under the watchful eye of her coach and Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Alex Conti. Her amazing high school career record was 116 wins and 36 defeats, all against male competition. In 2008, she was the Section 6 96-pound champion and finished second in the state finals in 2009. She achieved fame in 2009 when she became the first woman in New York State Public High School Athletic Association boys wrestling to reach the state finals. Following her high school graduation in 2009, she wrestled at Northern Michigan University and for Brock University in Ontario, Canada, where she was a 3-time first-team All-Canadian and named Brock University Female Athlete of the Year in 2015. She was also a member of the Junior World Team in 2011, a 2-time U.S. Senior National Team member, and was a training partner for the World Championships in 2013, 14, and 16 for the Olympic Games. Carlene served as a coach for the University of the Cumberlands in Kentucky, a volunteer coach for the USA Wrestling, head coach at the University of Providence in Montana, head coach at Eastern Oregon University, where she was named CCC Coach of the Year in 2021, and as fate would have it, she returned to Western New York in 2022 as the head coach of the newly formed women's wrestling program at DeUville College in Buffalo. Her wrestling career has literally taken her all over the world, and she now resides in Buffalo, New York. I am honored to introduce Carlene Sluberski as a 2024 inductee into the Chautauqua Sports Hall of Fame.
Okay, I love public speaking. First, I'd like to thank the board for their nomination. It's really an honor to be here and to be alongside all the other inductees. As a young girl growing up in Chautauqua County, I didn't see too many other girls participating in wrestling. It was a different choice and still a bit taboo for much of the country at the time. Had I grown up anywhere else, I don't think that the same opportunities would have been afforded to me. I'll start by thanking my dad and brother to the introduction to wrestling, quite reluctantly on my end. I'd like to thank my mom for letting it fly. She was not really cool with it initially. But after the initial shock wore off, she claimed place as my #1 fan and supporter. Throughout my life, my mom has made a lot of sacrifices to ensure that my brother and I had everything we needed. She always and continues to put us before herself. So thank you for being the best role model and mom. You have showed me time and time again what it means to be selfless and what it means to be tough. I want to give a huge thank you to the rest of my family, those who are here and those who are unable to attend, for their unconditional support through wrestling, but more importantly, through life. Thank you to my husband, Max, for your endless support and love. Getting to do life with you is the best. I'm blessed to have an amazing support system. When I look back on my experience, I can't help but feel that I fell into the right thing at the right time. I'm forever grateful for Fredonia Wrestling and the community behind it. From the youth program all the way up to the varsity team, I was accepted, welcomed, and supported. I know that wouldn't have been the case in almost any other place I went. There are a lot of people that played a role in my experience, and if you had any part in Fredonia Wrestling, you were one of them. From coaches to parents to adopters, there were so many people that helped make Fredonia Wrestling what it was. Special shout out to those who made up Fredonia Wrestling in my time. Dave LeBaron, Roger King, Jude Gardner Sr., Andy Ludwig, Bobby Ball, Ross Conti, Greg Betts, Joe Santilli, Danny Morales, and of course, Alex Conti. Alex played a huge role in my career, and without his vision and guidance, none of this would have been possible, and the life I live wouldn't be possible. So thank you. I'd also like to thank all of my adopters over the years at Fredonia High School. I've always felt a lot of love and support from the community, more than any other place. And I think when you look back on a person's success, there's almost always a huge community behind him. So I'm thankful for mine. Sometimes we get caught up in the wins and losses of sport and forget the real impact sport has beyond the game. I'm thankful for all of those coaches in my life that saw wrestling as a way of life, not just a sport. I'm thankful for those along the way that felt the impact of wrestling should not only be reserved for young men, but for young women too. The sport changed my life and took me down a path otherwise unimaginable. I am forever grateful for the sport of wrestling and the powerful impact it has had and continues to have on my life. Thank you.
That was very good. Very good speech. Thank you so much, Carlene.
Thank you. Take all my stuff.
That's right.